Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to anyone and everyone who is watching this stream or watching the replay on YouTube. Thank you for joining me this evening. I'm wearing all black. We should start planning the funeral for college athletics. Before we get to that, I want to thank all of you who took the time and watched the episode with Seth Dardar. Seth Dardar was an amazing guest, and he was an amazing person to talk to and get to know a little bit. Hope y'all enjoyed that episode. Trying to get some more guests on here as we go along. I got a little flack for some comments I made during that interview. We will discuss that later on if y'all want to. Make sure you're down in the comments asking any questions you got regarding Steph Dardar or anything we talk about tonight. Remember, all this is due to you. Only way we can keep doing this is if you guys support. If you could do me a favor, like the stream. It's free. Go follow me on X, Instagram, TikTok, and we also have a Facebook page. I'm about to get rid of it because I don't know if anybody even really truly uses Facebook anymore because we have nobody on there. It's all at Walk It Off Talk and Paul Jerry 16. And yeah, so we're going to get into a little bit about what's going on in LSU baseball, the transfer portal, what's going on with LSU football. They got 4 commits in about 24 hours right about. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. How we see Omaha working out for the 8 that are there. And we have some other news around college baseball. But before we get into that, we got to talk about the soup du jour, the main course, and what the thumbnail says and why I labeled the episode Placing Bets on the Future of College Athletics. Brendan Sorsby. And this is kind of one of the reasons why I like not doing a show every day. It gives me time to let things kind of develop. The initial reactions get out. Everybody puts their 2 cents in. Some other news comes out. Some more statements are made. You can have a better idea of what's going on with it. But Brendan Sorsby, in a courtroom in Lubbock County in Lubbock, Texas, was granted eligibility for the 2026 college football season. He did implement or impose a 2-game suspension for himself coming up for this season. That was so kind of him. That was so kind of him to have to not play Abilene State and I believe Oregon State to begin the year for Texas Tech Red Raiders. I don't know how they will ever do without him in those games. This is honestly the beginning of the end for college athletics as we know it. This is the funeral. That's why I'm wearing all black. It's done. If this continues to go on, college athletics as we know it no longer exists. Now, I try to find a silver lining everything. Maybe, I believe, DraftKings is a sponsor for LSU athletics. Maybe DraftKings can just kind of give lines out for the players. That's like our NIL deal. They'll have better lines. They could place bets. They can make their money. Maybe that's how we get the money we need around college athletics at LSU. I'm joking. I don't want that. Let's look at the past and the history of betting in sports. One name that pops in my mind being a baseball guy is Pete Rose and the Black Sox. Now, they're very different situations. If you know the history of the Black Sox, I believe it was in the teens or early 1900s, the Black Sox threw the World Series for mafia, for betting, to make some money and get out of, make some money instead of winning a ring. And they were caught. And they were disciplined and they were expelled from the game. Pete Rose placed bets on himself and on his team to win as a player and as a manager, but on his team to win. Now, the cardinal sin in athletics, period, is you do not place bets in the sport in which you play. Period. You do not place bets in the sport in which you play. If Brendan Sorsby was out there placing bets on Texas Tech, Indiana, you name it, whatever other school he played at, I don't care right now, Cincinnati, if he was placing bets on the softball team, on the baseball team, on the basketball team, I really wouldn't care. As long as it's legal in the state you live in, you're old enough to place those bets legally, I don't care. And I don't care. There was a post online from Braden Fajoko and him explaining his thoughts around how everyone's kind of, looking at this the wrong way, how he doesn't care if he placed bets. He wasn't placing bets against his team or negatively against his team. Yes, he was. Brendan Sorsby, yes, he was a third-string quarterback. He was basically a practice squad guy, a scout team guy. He was placing bets against Indiana Hoosiers and against his starting quarterback, taking the under in yards, for example, against his quarterback. You do not place bets again in the sport in which you play, period. As a third-string quarterback, you don't think he has knowledge other people do not know when it comes to betting those lines? Of course he does. Of course he does. And the evidence starting to show that maybe these bets continue to happen as he came to Texas Tech. So it didn't die in Indiana. It didn't stop in Cincinnati. And it didn't stop when he got to Texas Tech. And I'm just going to go ahead and say this now. Spare me with the rehab. Spare me. It's bull. We all know it. That was planned from his agency, from the people at Texas Tech, from Cody Campbell, who we'll get to in a minute, to try to ease this in because they knew this was going to come out. Try to ease it in. Hey, go to rehab. You're going to have irreparable harm if you can't play college football this year. I'm sorry. If I decide to go get drunk and drive home to my house, whether I get in a wreck or not, and I get pulled over and get a DUI, officer, I'm going to have irreparable harm if you arrest me. So I'm not going to be able to go home and sleep in my bed tonight. It doesn't work that way. Welcome to reality. Yes, I'm always the one on here talking about these guys are kids. These ladies and these boys are kids. Most of them aren't old enough to bet or buy alcohol legally, and we give them hell. In this scenario, it's time for the kid to learn a grown-up lesson. You have consequences to your actions. I read earlier he had bets up to about $100,000 since he started, using accounts from friends who were old enough, without his name, family members' accounts, being his brother-in-law, and so on and so forth. He knew what he was doing was wrong. He knew what he was doing was wrong, and he kept doing it. For the NCAA, now the NCAA, I've had my grievances with. I'll be honest with you. I've had my grievances with them from going back past the Will Wade situation. And the other day I made a post saying the NCAA is inept. They have no teeth. They cannot govern the sports in which they are over. They have no teeth and no recourse in the sports in which they govern in college athletics. And I was going to pull up, I had a video of this Ole Miss idiot talking about Nick Saban when he was on the Hill doing in the Senate talking about the Protect College Sports Act, which looks like Cody Campbell decided he supports now. Matter of fact, let me bring that up. Oh, wrong one. Maybe I didn't save that one. Cody Campbell came out and made a post on X today. He reposted a USA Today sports post. He said, the Protect College Sports Act is our best chance to save our national treasure. That's so sweet. He wants to save the national treasure of college athletics. Cody Campbell, you're the only booster I see coming out saying, hey, I'll buy out these teams. You're the only booster coming out and acting in that way. You're a problem with our treasure, guy. You're what's wrong with college athletics right now. Period. And you can't tell me you did not help set this up with Brendan Sorsby. I don't care if I need allegedlys or whatever like that. It doesn't matter. Don't we all find it interesting? Ted Cruz, one of the co-authors of the Protect College Sports Act, represents Lubbock County in Texas. As a senator, you know every state in the union has 2 senators, right? Every state. It's not representatives. Section he covers is Lubbock County. That's one of the areas, the half of the state of Texas. Cody Campbell has been in the right pocket of Ted Cruz this whole time. Don't we find it kind of funny that now politics are getting involved in college athletics, which I've always hated. I hated when Congress got involved in the steroid era in Major League Baseball. Athletics and government should be separate, in my opinion. But don't we find this funny now? I did not think the Protect College Sports Act would pass. I didn't. Now it's looking like it's the only way we can keep college athletics pure. Brandon Marcello of CBS Sports came out. He made a post. He said the Big 12 meeting among its athletic directors concluded. In a statement from the Big 12 Commissioner, Brett Yormark said, "We had a thoughtful and productive conversation with our athletics directors today as we continue to work through the broader implications of the situation. Many of our athletics directors to voice their opinions. We will continue to have open and honest dialogue amongst the group, and until there is something to report, these conversations will remain within the conference." And he also puts, next up is a meeting of the Big 12 presidents later this week. And there's been reports coming out from different reporters and different statements from athletic directors and presidents that you have Big 12 athletic directors and presidents saying, we're not going to allow Texas Tech to do this. We're going to nullify Texas Tech or anything. We're going to kick them out of the conference. We're not going to allow Brendan Sorsby to play. This is my question. Where were you this whole time until this judgment came down? This whole time, from the moment Brendan Sorsby went to rehab and everything came out about the up to $100,000 in bets, using other people's accounts, betting on his own team and own teammates. Where were you then? Why didn't you step up and say, we're not letting this happen, he's done? NCAA, we don't need you to make a ruling. We got this. Brendan Sorsby, you're gone. Go to a supplemental draft. Where were the adults in the room when that needed to happen? They weren't there, because I promise you right now, they probably walked in those meetings and went, man, do you see the college sports world right now eating us alive? Yeah, but Brendan Sorsby gives us a chance to be in the national championship. Oh, really? In the Big 12? Cool. Yeah, maybe we should do that. Okay, yeah, we're going to say we had a meeting. It's all good. He's going to play? He's going to play? Cool. You have other conferences and other coaches and other athletic directors coming out saying we're no longer going to schedule Texas Tech schedule games against Texas Tech in any sport. In any sport. I've been harping at embracing the villain era, and I've heard people compare Texas Tech and say they are now the biggest villains in college athletics. To me, they're not. They're criminals. I'll say it. They're criminals. They're pathetic. They're cowards. The reason why I call Lane Kiffin and Will Wade and Jay Johnson and Kim Mulkey villains is because it's kind of like anti-heroes. You hate that you love them. If you're not an LSU fan, you hate that you love them. They're anti-heroes. You'll call them a villain. They're anti-heroes to us. But it's the villain era. Texas Tech and Joey McGuire and Brett Yormark are criminals. They're stealing the good of what we have in college athletics right from us. I was listening to an interview today. I was listening to Crane & Co. What's to stop a coach from going, hey, yeah, my guys ain't going to class. I know this is college, but, they're not going to class. What's the NCAA going to do? What can they do? And Ole Miss wants to whine and complain. Oh, they always talk about Trinidad. They always talk about the collective. Because it's wrong. Because it's wrong. The judge presiding over Trinidad Chambliss' case got an autograph from the kid right after the hearing was done. And I'm pretty sure the judge in this case with Brendan Sorsby probably got an autographed jersey in the mail as soon as it was done. And yeah, the NCAA came out and they said they filed their appeals paperwork for the case. That's going to take what? 6 months? By that time, Texas Tech probably going to be in the playoff. Why even have Sorsby sit out 2 games? Just start him the first game. Who cares? None of this is right. None of this is right. The end of college athletics is ever since the NIL era. The NCAA, this is where the NCAA did fail. As soon as NIL era started in college athletics, the NCAA dropped the ball. They didn't put in guidelines. They didn't put in hard stops and barriers around everything to protect the athletes and the sport. Let's be honest, the transfer portal is not a chance for kids to go and create a future anymore. It's free agency. And yeah, I love it. I love when Jay Johnson can go sit on his back porch, look at the moon, drink some orange juice, and pull guys in. I love it. It still doesn't make the fact that NCAA dropped the ball here right. And yeah, now they're saying we need Congress to help. What do we have you here for? What do you do? What does the NCAA do? Can someone please tell me? What does the NCAA do? They don't take care of the college football playoff. That's a different whole thing. That's a whole different conglomerate of people who deal with the college football playoff. Okay, they put on the NCAA March Madness. They put on the NCAA baseball tournament. Okay, we can find somebody to do that. It wouldn't be that hard. Two monkeys and an ape in a back room in Omaha can figure out the bracket. It's not that hard. And I feel bad for the NCAA to a point because their hands are tied. Their ineptitude from the beginning of all this put them in this situation. Yeah, but their hands are tied. Like Baba in the chat said, the NCAA ruled him ineligible, but he got brought to a local court, and they said, nope. They even took a Texas Tech grad off of the bench. He recused himself. He recused himself from the bench so that it would be a fair trial. And I want to bring this up real quick. I don't have it. Oh, here, I'm sorry. Let me pull this up. So another post from Brandon Marcello, CBS Sports. All four justices on the 7th Court of Appeals in Texas are Texas Tech graduates. You don't think Cody Campbell is sitting there? No, those judges are, I don't believe they're elected to that position. I think they're appointed by the president. So, like the judge in the initial case is an elected judge by the people. So, I heard everybody talk about it. It's career suicide, and I get it. These judges are appointed by the president. Just so happens they're all Texas Tech grads. They're not going to face any backlash. What's going to stop them from dragging their feet through this issue? What's going to stop that? And none of us are not going to watch. We're all going to watch college football this year regardless. And I'm not going to say, hey, boycott it, because I'm going to watch it. We're going to talk about it. The end of the NCAA college athletics is here. It's the end. Y'all wanted semi-pro, we're going to have it now. Because what's the NCAA going to do after the appeals process? If they get it going through the appeals process and it rules in their favor, vacate wins. You know what should be done after this? Honestly, a class action lawsuit for every other player in NCAA Division I football should file a class action lawsuit against the NCAA and against Texas Tech and the Big 12 for robbing them the chance of having a better year because Brendan Sorsby played. They couldn't gamble. They couldn't gamble. What's to stop them from doing that? It's ridiculous. I wanted to find something else real quick. There was a former Iowa defensive tackle, Noah Shannon, saw his college career ended because he placed one legal bet on his school's women's basketball team, believed to be less than $100. Brendan Sorsby has placed 40 bets on Indiana football while still underage and approximately $90,000 of sports wagers using other people's sportsbook accounts, and will be back in time for the Red Raiders Big 12 opener in Houston. If I'm knowing Shannon, I'm getting a lawyer. It's that simple. Getting a lawyer, filing a suit against the NCAA, filing a suit against Big 12, filing a suit against Texas Tech, Indiana, and Cincinnati. You got to have my career ended, but this kid can keep playing? Nah. Let's go to the chat real quick. Say what's up to everybody. Babin, what's up, my man? How you doing, bud? Zach, who's talking crap? Well, a lot of people are talking crap. He's talking about the what I said about the Dardar interview and some comments I made. There was a comment I made, especially on the short I put out today or yesterday. The little short I made basically saying, thank you, Dardar, for the memories. And I said, next to Warren Morris, you have the most iconic home run in LSU baseball history. And people, for some reason, are dense and they can't figure out nuance. And all I'm getting hearing all today is Tommy White, Bear Jones, Tommy White, Bear Jones, Tommy White, Bear Jones. I didn't say impactful. It's iconic. Yes, I'll give you this. Tommy White's home run is probably more iconic than Steph Dardar's. I'll give you that. Warren Morris's home run is played every year on college baseball commercials during the tournament, going into Rosenblatt, even just talking about Rosenblatt at the beginning of the year because of that walk-off home run. You don't think Steph Dardar's bat flip to the moon is going to be replayed on college baseball broadcasts from now until the end of time? That's what I mean. I didn't mean impactful. A lot of people are telling me Jared Jones at the 1:17 a.m. home run. For LSU fans, yes, that is going to be lore. That's going to just carve that whole clip into marble and put it in front of the stadium. I'm good with that. To the rest of the college baseball world, it's not that iconic. The Dardar bat flip is. Tommy White's home run is. Warren Morris's home run is. So, nuance, people. Don't be so dense. Nuance. All right? Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame. I'll be honest with you, Zach. I'm 50-50 on that. I think he should be. The bets didn't have him be the all-time hits leader until Ichiro came into the league. Hustle Pete, you know? Yeah, I think he should be. Now, betting on the team, as long as you could prove he didn't bet against his team when he was a manager of the Reds, sure. But you're also skating that slippery slope now. You're also saying, okay, Pete Rose do it. Why can't I do it? KK, how you doing, sweetie? Uncle Randy, what's up, buddy? What's up? There are no adults in the NCAA C-suite. None whatsoever. None. Getting back to Nick Saban. All Nick Saban said was they needed guidelines. He should, like, the SEC is mad at Nick Saban because he didn't kowtow for them. I don't even want to go there right now because I'm going to get into my blood pressure is going to boil. It's just, Z-Man, the Hit King was a manager, not even a player. And the Hit King wanted to win more than anyone and banned for life. Yes, Sorsby can gamble on his own team and only gets a 2-game suspension. Come on. Exactly. And let's be honest, Uncle Randy, he bet when he was a player too. It's a fun fact for you. Pete Rose wasn't drafted by the Cincinnati Reds. Pete Rose, I believe his dad was a player for the Reds before him, like years ago, or he was a scout. No, he was a scout. That's right. He was a scout for the Reds, and it was basically like a, hey, do me a favor and sign my kid kind of deal. And Pete Rose's first contract with the Reds was for $5,000. It was like one of the smallest contracts I can make, and it was basically like a prove-it contract, and Hall of Famer. There you go. NCAA ruled Sorsby ineligible and it didn't matter. Exactly. Like Trinidad Chambliss. You caught the flu, kid. At my last place of employment, they would have asked me why didn't I come to work. The NCAA doesn't know what the NCAA is supposed to do. They don't. And I don't understand it because they're all like Mark Emmert. Isn't Mark Emmert an LSU alum? Oh, he was the president of LSU at one time. These people are supposed to be academics, scholars. It's not even pro sports because sports would be punished in the NFL or NBA, only college football. What? The NCAA is the only conference of athletics in the world now. I'm not even going to say that. The judge in Lubbock County has now decided that the NCAA is the only athletics conglomerate that you can bet on your sport. You can bet it. There's no other. It's the same. I thought about this last night. It's the same way of me saying, Braden Vahoka also said, who cares if he's betting and playing the game? It's like saying, okay, if you're a fighter in the UFC, since you're sponsored by Bud Light, you should be able to walk in the cage drunk. Dana White and them would never allow that because it's a health risk. And I don't care if he went to rehab. It's all bull to me. It's all bull. It's all crazy. Mr. Young, I don't condone it, but you can bet that if Sorsby plays, there'll be coaches who tell their defense to target him all game, even with late hits. See, I don't agree with that either. Don't go there and don't go and, there's the two wrongs don't make a right. Violence against him for what he did. At the end of the day, the kid is wrong. The kid is wrong. The adults are allowing it to happen. The adults are allowing it to happen. Yes, I did call you KK. My buddy Jim Cross, my guy, got the Pirates. Jesus won apparel on skiing shove day. You know it. Emmert was a chancellor of LSU, alum of Washington and Syracuse. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right. We've been going at this for 28 minutes. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get into some other news around college athletics, some good news, and we'll finish up today. We'll be about an hour today. So stay with us.
John 16:33, Jesus says, I've told you all this so that you may have peace in me. Here on earth you will have many trials and sorrows, but take heart because I've overcome the world. Like that truth that Jesus won is so powerful, so significant in our lives if we fully trust and fully surrender to that promise. Like no matter what we're going to face, no matter what stress, no matter what challenges, no matter what anxiety, like Jesus promises peace, and he reminds us that all of the sin, the fear, the doubt, the shame, like he overcame it all. He paid the price for your sin and mine when he went to that cross. He died a death that we deserve. He went into the grave. He didn't stay there. 3 days later, he rose from the grave, and the promise is true that he's coming back someday. So the power and the significance of that verse is now in a two-word phrase that's on a t-shirt, on a hat, on a hoodie, and simply said, Jesus.
Even in the valley of the shadow of death, I can take rest, cause the living God is living in my chest. Every day I wake up feeling blessed, and even if I don't, I see it as a test.
Join me and your favorite players by expressing your faith and assisting local ministries. Use code WalkItOffTalk for 20% off your orders at JesusOneApparel.com. 15% of your purchase will support local ministries like the LSU FCA. That is code WalkItOffTalk for 20% off. Jesus One. In South Louisiana, there's nothing we love more than God, family, sports, and food. For your next get-together, make sure you contact Mie Sourdough Bakery. Whether you're gathering with friends and family for the big game or surrounding yourself with loved ones for a Sunday dinner, let Mie Sourdough Bakery provide what you need to make it that much more special. Mie Sourdough Bakery is a small batch, all organic bakery right here in the heart of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Go take a look at what's being mixed up in the kitchen next, as well as place your orders on Instagram at Mie Sourdough Bakery. Don't forget to pick up your regular sourdough loaves, your jalapeno cheddar loaves, cookies for those late night snacks, and cinnamon rolls for those early morning cravings. Mie Sourdough Bakery, where the first ingredient in anything made is love. Mie Sourdough Bakery. All right. We are back. All right. I had to take a break for a minute there. All right. Getting past the sword situation. I just keep thinking about it, and it keeps driving me absolutely bonkers. We have some bad news on the LSU baseball front. Brody Trosclair has decided to take his talents to Knoxville for the Tennessee Volunteers. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't very upset when I heard this news. I'm gonna tell you why. I wasn't sold on Brody Trosclair, to be completely honest with you. I wasn't sold on him. I didn't see. I don't see his arm being that impactful in the SEC. Now, I could be completely wrong, but I wasn't sold on it. So far, well, not so far, but excuse me. Dawson Park and Landon Hood decided to come and join the LSU Tigers. Landon Hood, the 2025, 2026, I apologize, or 2020, whatever. Pitcher of the year, freshman pitcher of the year for Gonzaga. And Dawson Park coming from, I believe it was Texas State, the shortstop, who personally I think will be playing second base. But two big commits for Jay Johnson there, and it's just getting started. I haven't, if you want to keep up the transfer portal a lot closer, go check out my guys at Go Deep Dive with Zach Nunez and David Belliot. They're doing a great job keeping up with it. I will say this, they have a lot more information than I do covering this. As of right now, I have a lot going on in my life, and I'm trying to keep everything kind of centered at the moment before I dive into some other things. They're doing a great job of it. I will be on Go Deep Dive actually tomorrow night at 8 p.m. with Zach and David. We're going to discuss all things LSU and going on in the world of college athletics. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night at 8 o'clock to see me over there with Zach and David on Go Deep Dive. Now, like I said, I'm not diving too far into the LSU baseball transfer portal just yet. And the reason behind that, and if you've asked me on the side or asked me privately my thoughts on everything, is we're not even played a game in Omaha yet. Give it time. They have some, like they just had a recent Kent State player enter the portal. It's still fresh. It's still early. Jay's going to take in the whole landscape and start bringing guys in. He's already hosting a lot more portal targets than I know of. Honestly, I'm hearing them, but he's doing it. Just have faith in Jay. That's all I can say. Have faith in Jay. He's not going to let what happened this year happen again. Period. I mean, just listen to Seth Dardar on either my show, on his interview with John Eads, which was another great interview. If you haven't checked out the John Eads interview, make sure you check that out with Seth Dardar. Dardar's really just a great kid, man. But Jay's not, how do I want to put this? From around the water cooler, that may be my thing. I may just start saying from around the water cooler. From around the water cooler, I'm hearing that there may be some guys still playing that may enter the transfer portal. So just take your time, take a breath, enjoy college baseball, enjoy Omaha. Matter of fact, in the comments, tell me who you have winning it all in Omaha. Let's look at the comments real quick. It's a slow burn. Jay has to make sure he does it right. Look at basketball and football. The past portal cycles are the examples. Slow burns, very talented classes. Exactly. I've told somebody the other day, it's like buying a house, right? What they're paying some of these guys in football, not as much baseball. Get that out of your head. What they're paying some of these guys, it's like buying a house. I mean, the numbers are staggering. You don't want to go to the first house you visit and just sign the contract because you haven't had an inspection. You haven't looked at other houses compared. Oh, no, I love this house. I bought 2 houses in my adult life. And I promise you, we've looked at numerous others every time. I actually was looking for a house and didn't buy one at one point because I couldn't find what I wanted. Same thing goes for Jay. Let him search for this right house. Let him get the right pieces in his house. Let him furnish his house correctly before you start giving him grief on the transfer portal. He asked me smart about spending still. More money doesn't mean you outbid everyone for every player. Exactly. And a lot of people have been asking me about how I think Jay is being supported this year for spending in the portal. from everything I'm hearing, honestly, I'll just be honest with you, it sounds like he's being treated correctly. It seems like they heard the noise and people are coming out. I still haven't got any kind of news back on whether or not they had that angel donor. That's what I'm calling the individual. Put a large sum of money with LSU baseball for the portal or for recruits. And also remember this freshman incoming class is stacked, and I think there's going to be a lot of guys who forego Major League Baseball and come to LSU this year. I really do. Also, Waters has a former teammate at UT, Carson Tenney. Sometimes it's about more than money. Exactly. So I'm trying to. Waters is the biggest need in Texas. Beat Jay out. Guess Jay wasn't giving enough money after all. But see, that's the thing. Was it the money or was it like Stan said? He has a former teammate there, and sometimes about more than money. I'm going to dispel this rumor right now. No matter how much help Jay Johnson gets, if you look at LSU baseball, yes, it's the powerhouse. It is the pinnacle of college baseball. Micah Butel in my interview told you that. We're nowhere near the top of the pack in spending in the portal or on recruits. Nowhere near the top of the pack. I heard Jacques Doucet have an interview a while back, and he even said it clearly. It's really a lot of times Jay gets the hometown discount from guys. They know they're coming to play for Jay. They're coming to play at LSU. He kind of gets that discount that Brady would give Belichick and the Patriots. So here we go. Guess I'm going to go with WVU or Troy as who I want. Georgia's like a team of destiny. And yeah, it feels like Georgia. I'll be honest. Let's pull this up. That's not what I tried to pull up here. Come on now. Here we go. Got us some 11.7 sports. I'm not sold on Georgia, to be completely honest with you. I'm pulling for WVU. I'm pulling for the Mountaineers. I like that team. I've liked that team for most of the year. I don't think. Can anybody answer this? We talked about this a couple of shows ago. Why is it that the SEC is just stacked on this side of the bracket? How is that? On this side of the bracket, you got WVU, Troy, North Carolina, and Ole Miss. This side of the bracket, Georgia, Texas, Bama, OU. Now I get it. You got 5 of the 8 teams in Omaha. You're going to have matchups. They can't spread this bracket out a little bit, make it a little more even for the SEC. Coming out of the side with Ole Miss and WVU, I think the best team on that side is probably North Carolina, in my opinion. I could be totally wrong. I could see Ole Miss beat North Carolina this week. So as I say that, I'm kind of putting my foot in my mouth. I think this final right here on that side of the bracket is going to end up being West Virginia, North Carolina. On this side of the bracket, I kind of see this being Texas, Bama. And you end up having Texas. I'll go with my heart. Texas, WVU in the final for the national championship. That's who I have. Georgia versus Texas is going to be must-see Saturday night. It is. UGA of Volchko can pitch well against Texas. And Babbitt says he would love it if it was West Virginia. I would too. Take me home, country roads, to the place I belong. All right. Remember, do me a favor. If you haven't liked the stream, please do. Please go follow the social media channels. By the way, Jesus One Apparel, Mr. Matt Palmer, one of the co-founders and the owner of Jesus One Apparel, had him on yesterday for an interview. It was not live. We did not do it live. It'll be coming out later this week. I'm editing it together now. It's going to be a nice episode to check into. Talk a lot about faith. Talk about a lot about his story and how college baseball, Major League Baseball, and college football has kind of catapulted Jesus One Apparel to where they are today. And it was a really great interview with Matt to kind of get to know the name and the face behind Jesus One Apparel. Because he makes sure he puts out. He doesn't want to make him the name and the face. The name and the face of the brand is Jesus. So he wants to keep the main thing. But it's nice to get to know Mr. Matt Palmer. And that should be out later this week. As far as other news of college baseball, it's, again, just slow burn. Be patient. Take your time. We got a long time before first pitch. And I promise you, no one is hating that more than Jay Johnson. He'd rather go out there and start playing right now. As far as LSU football, they got about 4 commits in about 24. Let's just say 24 hours. Everybody's saying 24 hours. Defensive end, KJ Green. 4-star wide receiver, Cade Cooper. 3-star Marquez Davis. 3-star Brennan Lacey. And when I see a 3-star next to a cornerback, I see a future number 7 with Corey Raymond in the DB room. I'll be completely honest with you. Corey Raymond sees a 3-star and goes and plucks him. Somebody in trouble. Somebody didn't rank that kid right. And you got a lot of other commits. You still have a lot of official visits and a lot of recruiting visits going on with LSU football. Excuse me while I pull this up real quick. I'm looking at things that I had bookmarked from earlier. Now, Lane Kiffin and LSU football, and I'm going to keep saying this, the addition of Ed Orgeron has done amazing things for the recruiting side of this football team. You can't say it hasn't. There's a reason why all these kids are coming in and they're talking about Ed Orgeron, how great it's been to meet him and how they're having so much fun here. You didn't hear any of that really whenever Coach Orgeron wasn't here, or basically when Brian Kelly was here. You also have LSU looking at offensive lineman who's officially right now a Georgia commit, a 4-star named Kelsey Adams. So that's another thing that's kind of in flux right now. They're trying to flip a 4-star offensive lineman because I don't believe they have offensive linemen in the 2027 class as of this moment, which that's what Kelsey Adams would be. Here's some statements like from Marquez Davis, the cornerback. That's right. Did I say that right? Cornerback? Yes, Marquez Davis, the future number 7. With Lane Kiffin being the head coach, I feel like this program is a national championship program, and there's no other bigger than LSU. KJ Green, the big signing you got. I'm looking forward to winning 2027 national championship with the LSU Tigers. And they also just offered a 4-star offensive tackle. Let me get his full name here. Jackson Snelling. And there's apparently a really good report from Preston Guy on the emotional story behind that. Look, I said during the darkest nights bring the brightest dawns, or whatever I called that stupid episode. There's good things coming for college, coming for LSU athletics here in the coming future. You have an aggravated and mad Jay Johnson. You have Kim Mulkey, who's just always aggravated and mad. Will Wade, who's going to hit the gritty on every single college program he can going through this LSU basketball season. And you have Lane Kiffin, who's just got everything he wants. It's one thing I think was I just remember this. It's one thing I think that was not stated as clearly as it needed to be when it came to the SEC meetings in Destin a couple weeks ago. They asked Lane Kiffin about his time deciding whether or not to go to Florida or LSU, and basically what Lane said was it was always LSU. Like we all talked about kind of on social media at that time, Florida was never really in the ballpark. It's either stay at Ole Miss or go to LSU, and really it was always just LSU. Lane Kiffin is where he wants to be with the resources he needs and he wants, and more than he probably ever thought he would have. And now he has Coach Orgeron coming in with his just ball of energy. You have Blake Baker on the defensive side, who's already proven he can take a 120th ranked defense and put them in the top 30. They probably would have been better if the offense could have ran more than 5 plays at a time. Lane Kiffin is in his bag, period. And it's going to be fun to watch as this prolongs. We've got I think we're Zach, we're what, 90 days or 91 days until LSU plays football again against Clemson. By the way, pick to click winners. If you won on pick to click, your prize is out the door. There's 2 people, I'll be honest with you, that I did not mail today. I forgot your prize was in my truck. Stuff is in the mail. So people should be getting it. 88 days. Good news. I was off by a lot. 88 days. Abram Booty. I'm going to go with Abram Booty on 88. It's probably somebody better, but I'm going to go with Abram Booty. That's a deep pull for LSU fans. Most LSU fans currently in their young 20s would not remember Abram Booty. I have his gloves from the Independence Bowl against Notre Dame in 1998. Anyways, what was I even talking about now? Lane Kiffin's in his bag. Let him stay in his bag. Let's have a good time with it. I want to bring this up. I'm not trying to get back on it, on this discussion, but I had this saved. I should have pulled it up earlier. Tyrann Mathieu got some flack. He said, can I return to college football? Only play 2 seasons. Should have 2 more eligibility years left. Can you find me a judge in Louisiana who can see to it that Honey Badger gets to finish his last 2 seasons of college football? Who's going to say no? I wouldn't say no. He's caught a lot of flack today for that. It's stupid. He did not mean that seriously. I promise you, a judge in Baton Rouge would rule in his favor. Me and David Billiot posted about it yesterday. Is there a judge in St. Tammany Parish? If you know a judge in St. Tammany Parish, send him this. Will you give Seth Dardar another year of eligibility, please? Please and thank you. What's to stop you from doing it? What's to stop you? Now, people say, let's go get Joe Burrows, let's get Paul Skeens, let's get Dylan Cruz. Let them make their money. Tyrann, I'm surprised Tyrann hasn't been hired yet, to be completely honest with you. I think Tyrann will make a great safeties coach. Maybe that's something down the pipeline. I don't know why he's not on the staff as an analyst or something right now. But I would take Tyrann in a heartbeat. Zach said he went Gabe Northern for number 88. I'll be honest with you, Zach, I can't put in the face of that name. I'll be completely honest with you. I know a couple of judges. Yeah. I know a judge that protected my cousin when he got put in jail on marijuana charges in St. Tammany Parish because he sold him the marijuana. Tyrann Mathieu doesn't have a degree. He needs a degree. I mean, Shaq has like how many degrees now? Why didn't Tyrann have a degree? It's kind of crazy. Other news around college athletics. South Carolina is set to hire Coach Kevin Schnall, the Coastal Carolina head coach, as their new head coach. This is a big hire. It catapults South Carolina into a conversation they have not been in a very long time. Kevin Schnall is a great coach. You saw him in the College World Series. I mean, he's going to get tossed. You have a how would I put it? Jim Bro, Tony Vitello in South Carolina now. But he's going to do a lot of good recruiting in that area, and he's going to pull recruits from LSU due to his attitude. Some guys just kind of floated that attitude. Like, look at Brody Trosclair. Tony V ain't there no more. But they still have that attitude there with Elander in Tennessee. So congratulations to South Carolina and Coach Schnall on the hiring. He's not in the tournament anymore, so he can't get suspended for the first game of the year this year. So he will be there for the first game this year for the South Carolina Gamecocks. Let's see. What else did I have? Everything on the Big 12. And that really just drives me insane, guys. I'll be honest with you. Uncle Randy, Honey Badger needs a degree to join Lane's staff. Does he? That can't be true. You don't need a degree to join Lane's staff. That can't be true. That can't be true. You put my brain in a pretzel, Uncle Randy. All right. So, any questions, any comments, any concerns y'all have for me regarding anything going on right now? I'm pretty sure I got everything out about how I feel about things. Brendan Sorsby should not be playing college football this year. I'm sorry. He shouldn't be playing college football again. Even people would say you should be suspended for the year, come back and play. No, you're gone. I wouldn't be surprised if the NFL looked at him and said, buddy, you're not going to come tarnish our shield. Think about that. Think about being like, look at Tyrann Mathieu. Oh my goodness. Tyrann Mathieu and Les Miles. Sapp and Prime both had to get degrees to coach. That doesn't make any sense to me. But look at Tyrann Mathieu. Tyrann got kicked off the team for weed. Kaylee Joe, I know you're watching. I'm not saying you should go smoke weed, sweetheart. Do not smoke the devil's lettuce. Don't do it. So, but Tyrann Mathieu did not get in trouble for fighting. He did not get in trouble for gambling. He did not get in trouble for not going to class or not getting the grades. He got in trouble for smoking pot. And he got kicked off the team. They kicked him off the tour, Doug. Brendan Sorsby can bet on his teammate to throw under in yards. Rack up almost $100,000. I know I said 90 grand earlier. I've read 100 grand other places. Almost 100 grand in wagers on sports books, not connected to his name because he knew it was illegal. He knew he'd get in trouble for it. And he gets to sit out for Abilene Christian and Oregon State. Tell me how that makes any sense. Tyrann Mathieu is a hero around Baton Rouge. They still play clips of Tyrann Mathieu. He has some of the best highlights. I would say he's in the top 10. I'm probably going to get killed for this too. Top 10 of highlight reels from college of anybody who ever played college football. I'm not going to make you my top 10. Well, I got a question. What about the bet on yourself IG post you put out yesterday? I did not see that. Text that to me, Babin. I did not see that. Oh. If he did that, that's why I don't care about I went to rehab, I had a problem. You were in rehab for 35 days. It's all fixed. No, it's not. That's not how rehab works, guy. I'll be honest with you. I've been open and honest about it. I had a time in my life where I had a problem with drinking. I had to make myself stay sober for a year before I could even get to a point where I was like, okay, I think I could drink socially now. I think I can drink socially, you know? And I've never been addicted to gambling, but it's not what you going to do. I'm going to delete all the apps on my phone. You weren't making the bet yourself. You're using your brother-in-law's account, guy. Oh, Babin, if that post is real, I need you to text it to me now. David Billiard's in the chat. What's up, buddy? Nice to hear your voice again. The week plus away have me missing the community. Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah. See, that's why I love you, sweetheart. That's not stuff. I never do those things. I know. Don't listen to your Uncle Paul when it comes to other stuff. Well, listen to Uncle Paul here. Don't listen to my words. Don't follow my actions. Talk to your Gammy about that. And pot is wildly more legal now than it was back then. It was. And yeah, I get it. Gambling's legal. And honestly, I wouldn't care if Brendan Sorsby took bets on Indiana basketball, Indiana, baseball. Because to me, it's like, okay, you're not playing that sport. I mean, I don't know the exact rules of like the NFL or Major League Baseball, but you hear Pat McAfee talk about all the time. They would always come and tell them, don't be Pete Rose. It's that simple. And I'm sorry that I'm just beating on this, but it's just so stupid. It's so ridiculous that a guy like Brendan Sorsby he didn't get punished. He didn't get punished. Period. That's a self-induced 2-game suspension that just so happens to be terrible teams. That was the same offer they gave the NCAA to avoid going to court. They're like, hey, you don't take this to court, we'll put a 2-game suspension on Brendan Sorsby. That's the only reasons why it's there. Period. Texas head coach rubbing his mouth about wanting to play Texas makes a lot more sense now because he knew his quarterback was getting off scot-free. Well, that's Cody Campbell as well, who came out and said that he would have bought out, I forget who the teams were. He'd have paid out the contracts for those teams to come play Texas so they could have scheduled Texas Tech in one of those first 2 games. Your game is right. I didn't listen to her, and I should have. Okay, it's fake. All right. You're good. I wouldn't put it past him. Why not? Why not? Why not say bet on yourself? Why not? NCAA college athletics, amateur athletics, however you want to call it, student athletes, it's a foregone conclusion. Now it's done. It's gone. It's done. I hope. I mean, if I'm Sam Levitt, bro, go to LaBerge, right? Go place a wager on YouTube for yards against whatever cupcake game we got this year. Will we play Southeastern? Maybe. I can't remember the schedule right now off the top of my head. Go do it. Go get a good line. It's bad. I promise you one thing. Brandon Sorsby bought the dip whenever he was told he's got suspended. Bet you he got the over and wins. I want to bet money. All right. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Remember, please go follow all the social platforms, X, Twitter, wherever you want to call it, Instagram, TikTok. I have a Facebook group. If y'all don't use Facebook, let me know. I just stopped worrying about going there. It's all at Walking Off Talk on all the platforms. Paul Jared 16 on X for my social media page on X or Twitter, wherever you want to call it. Make sure you look up for Mie Sourdough Bakery's next drop. We have a lot of good things coming. Mie Sourdough Bakery has a lot of good things coming. A lot of new things getting ready for football season. A lot of ideas swirling around football season. Jesus One Apparel. I'm not wearing it today, but the Sunday collection is out. The polos are awesome. I actually wore it in the conversation with Matt Palmer. That's going to be out later this week. Look out for that. The conversation with Matt Palmer, the founder and owner of Jesus One Apparel. And we're going to, before we leave, like we always do, we can go over a Bible verse real quick. And today, off of my app, it is 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. Give diligence to present yourself approved by God, a workman who doesn't need to be ashamed, properly handling the word of truth. And what I get when I read that is, you ain't got to get ready if you stay ready. If you're doing the right thing, no matter, it's integrity. If you're doing the right thing when no one's looking, you ain't got to worry about doing the right thing when everybody is looking. Maybe Brendan Sorsby should have listened to that. Anyways, looking forward to having you tomorrow, buddy. Thank you for reminding me, David. Yes, he did buy the dip. Remember, tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, Go Deep Dive with Zach Nunez, Dave Belliot. Their amazing show. I will be joining them. We're going to be talking some Mount Tigermore. I believe I'm saying that right. Mount Tigermore. And we're going to have one last, we're going to lower the casket on LSU Baseball in 2016. We're going to lower the casket and spread the dirt on the casket. And I will see y'all Thursday for another show. Until then, remember, God loves you. All he wants you to do is love him back. And can't wait to talk to y'all next time.